And welcome back to Scab Talk, everyone. Today's episode, we're discussing the Tarkov news. As we normally do here, we got Arena Patch, Nikita leaks, little bits and bobs here and there. There's a pretty big detail within the Arena Patch that ties into some game mechanics that could come to Tarkov. Probably going to spend a lot of time discussing that. And then we'll round out with my experience in this amateur deadlock tournament.
Awesome stuff. So yeah, the big arena patch that came through has some wide-reaching ramifications. Before we jump into that, let's just quickly look at the balancing changes because it's going to take like literally 2 seconds.
Okay.
So we're still slowly rolling back the hardcore wipe. We're slowly rolling back. Previously unavailable trader offers have been restored for all traders on all levels, which I think is not entirely true. Funnily enough. So you can't buy fuel on Jaeger still, for one, and you can't buy the hemostat on Therapist. That's probably the one that people are complaining about the most, which is like, please just bring back the hemostat. Like, is it really that big of a deal? Come on, guys. I think, how much are they on the flea? Because you can only sell funny raid stuff on the flea still. So yeah, they're 85k if you want to buy hemostats.
Oh my god, that is ridiculous.
Because they're not that many. You just don't find many of them, right?
Yeah.
Like not found in raids. So it's just like everyone's just, cat tourniqueting it up. It's just annoying. So it doesn't seem to be entirely true. They also said the second part was increase the flea market maximum offer slots to 3. And some people were saying that, this means that everybody's getting 3 slots. But I think it still depends on the rep, because I only have 2 slots. So unless I've been shafted in some way, like I kind of forgone the flea market because it didn't really matter. It's only coming back and being important now a little bit. And so I've not got that much sold. I think my rep is like 3.7 or something. I can't remember. I think, is it 7 where you get 3 slots? I can't remember because the whole thing's messed up now. So I don't even know. So yeah, you can get 3 slots in theory. The traders, some stuff's back, but not everything, even despite what they said. And yeah, that's basically it. So that in terms of balancing, that's all we've got. The other important part about kind of what we're going to talk about, because this is everything that's going on right now is relevant to the softcore event experience period. We had a whole conversation on stream about like what we should call this thing, because I keep calling it the softcore wipe, and it's not going to be a wipe. There was Nikita posted the other day about this big patch that they did in Arena, and he basically oh, sorry, no, this was a little bit before that, actually. This was a little bit before that. So just beforehand, on the 28th, he said, okay, no wipe. We'll just apply the softcore settings without a wipe. And this is after he talked in Japan saying there may be a wipe, there might not be a wipe. And then everybody kind of like took the news and was just like, oh my God, what? And everyone like started running around like crazy. And then he said, oh, hold on, guys, like maybe not. We're still thinking about it. And then he's gone, okay, yeah, no wipe. Which I think is probably for the best. It's just be really crazy and like really weird if they did some kind of like wipe with a month and a half to go, like 6-week wipe. Like it just doesn't really work for EFT, I don't think. And then it wouldn't really be softcore either. It'd be just like half the people going back to square one, unless everything was unlocked on day one. I was like, I'm not really sure.
Maybe like XP is like multiplied by 100% or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. And there is so after that, the reason why all of this stuff, because normally the arena patches is kind of like, it's interesting a little bit just to read through if you do play arena. If you just play the base game, usually it's not that interesting. But Nikita put up a post. This is later, and this was on the 30th. So he said, patch 3.4 update with some changes in arena just went live, and we'll talk about all of them in a minute. Improved movement with less inertia impact, reduced aim punch, and many other changes. Try it yourself and share the feedback in the replies. And Smoji replied to him and said, why is it not in both games? And he said, testing stuff in arena first. So there was some I guess just discussion about whether, like, what they're doing it for. Are they actually going to bring it into the base game? And I think with this softcore thing approaching, and the fact that now he said this, it was. I thought it was pretty clear before, but some people were still debating whether it was actually going to happen or not. The fact that he said we're testing it in arena first, so it really has kind of become this interesting like playground, because it's like nowhere near as big or important as the base game.
Mm-hmm.
And people play it and they get their dailies and they get their coins, and it's just kind of a place to just run around and do whatever.
Yeah.
So you can sort of do like random stuff. It's like weird. We've ended up with like PvE Tarkov for testing AI, and then Arena for testing like combat mechanics. Like both of them are like
Mm-hmm.
sub betas to the actual beta, which is EFT. So like PvE changes get made, and then the AI flows down into the base game, and then they're like, "Oh, we're going to test some movement stuff, and we'll test that one in Arena, and then maybe we'll move that over to the base game." It's just quite interesting how it's worked out. It's actually quite good for them in that respect.
Mm-hmm.
So, so the Arena patch is pretty extensive. There's a really nice set of patch notes actually in game. So as soon as you launch the game, it comes up and says, "Hey, patch 3.4 is here," and it's all like love. It's really nicely formatted. It's actually nicer than on the website. Like they've got little like wireframe graphics of PMCs like jumping over stuff and things.
Hmm.
Like it's like nicely done. It really is. It's cool to look at. Actually, it's good. So from the beginning, I'll just whiz through stuff that's more like balancing specific for Arena.
Okay.
Because a lot of it just isn't that relevant to people. So, for example, increase the team class selection limit from 2 to 3. It's like right now, Blast Gang and Team Fight, you can only have, or you could only have like 2 scouts, for example. Now you can have 3. But
Gotcha.
people don't really play those. And I mean, some people do, but they're really not as popular by no means. And in Last Hero and in Checkpoint, you could have it. You could just choose what you wanted anyway, because they're much more flexible
Mm-hmm.
and variable. So there are like there was a few things here. And they've made some like really strange changes to the classes, and I think it may be decent in the end.
Hmm.
But it's a bit hard to say. So like here it says, they removed access to like helmet armor attachments for assault and assault scopes and extended mags for certain guns. They've like really like gone down into the details of like exactly which weapon it is and whether they are or not allowed certain things. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily intuitive. You just have to kind of like look and see
Mm-hmm.
what's available. And I think they've basically realized that, there's sort of wholesale balancing from the base game because there's not really, you have meta points, but there's not really any like pricing. Like the price lever is much stronger in EFT than it is in Arena because you just kind of go, okay, well, I'll just forgo this plate and I'll, up it a bit to buy this other gun. And the price differences between things isn't necessarily that wide. And so it's kind of like, well, for example, I think it says later on that you're allowed M995 ammo for one of the classes. I can't remember which one it was, maybe Scout, in low fire rate guns, but it's then banned in the high fire rate guns. So like each gun's kind of got its own set of things, which is a bit strange. So we'll see. I mean, it actually doesn't seem too bad. There's some really odd changes, like they added class 5 armor to Scout. It's really weird, and then they got rid of the
Scouts.
Val. So
Scouts like
Scout's supposed to be
the
like the lightweight
SMG
one.
class, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So Scout
Huh.
weapons are now SMGs, assault carbines, and pump action shotguns. So you can't get assault rifles anymore. So you can't like the Scout MCX is dead because the Scout MCX with the CBJ ammo was like really good in Arena, and they've got rid of that. It was a bit strange. And then like Marksman actually does make sense. That's fine. Scout's a bit weird. Like Scout versus Assault's a bit strange. And Enforcer is kind of all right. That was basically the leg meta one, but they've got rid of things like the Ash 12, so you can't even use it. But they've given you like M80 and M62, so you can use like the M60 machine gun with M80 in it now. It's like it's a bit weird. So like we're gonna have to play with it and see. They did like this
Hmm.
ammo stat adjustment in Arena, and this is also kind of odd. I've got a link in there. I put it at the bottom actually, if you want to bring it up. And I did a quick because it doesn't say what it is. So obviously I went through and pulled up like an image of,
That's not
I
it.
know it's the one
I
called, it's
got
just
it.
called ammo rebalancing. Yeah. And it's certainly interesting. I mean, they have changed. I think the ones that I did some little numbers on here. So the top number is damage, and the lower number is pen. So PBP 48 damage and 39 pen. This is the one that got like hammered. It used to be, what was the I've got it here. The 9mm. It used to be 52 in the base game, and then they changed it to 44 in, because it used to be the same as AP 6.3. They changed it to 44 in the base game, and I've always argued that it was just too low and it didn't really need a nerf in general.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've upped that damage to 48, but it's just for Arena. This is only in Arena. So
Mm-hmm.
now the ammo stats are like diverging now between the two games are actually diverging quite a lot, which is sort of weird. Then you've got 7N42. This is the one you normally see on streets. What's changed on there is the pen has gone from 38 to 41. Doesn't actually matter that much. FMJSX is the MP7 ammo, and that one so that's 43 damage and 40 pen in the base game, and is now 45 damage and 43 pen in arena, which I believe allows it to one-shot class 4 helmets, which is the important difference. So the extra pen prevents some of the damage reduction. I haven't actually tested whether it does that or not, but it definitely puts it much closer. I think it tips it over the threshold, but that may be the intention. Because FMJSX in the base game does not go through like a Bastion or something on the first hit. It does, but you end up with like 1 HP. So I think maybe that's the reason. The AP20 slug one is really, really interesting. So that's still, I imagine they probably didn't touch the damage. Yeah, so 164 damage, that's what it's always been. But in the base game, it's 37 pen.
Yeah.
So 50% of the time, it gets absorbed by a class 4 plate. So it's a 50-50 whether you just die to this thing in the base game, which makes it a bit like with arms and stomach and all the other stuff. It's like you only then still have a 50-50 chance of catching somebody in the chest with this thing and killing them. But in arena, they've now changed it to 48 pen, which is like that's a lot more. So now we're talking a 50-50 against class 5, and
Crazy.
most people aren't wearing class 5 in arena. Most people are wearing class 4. So now it just one-shots you.
Yeah.
And I've actually some of the clips that I sent over to be edited are me using this thing. And this is kind of where the scout thing came in. So it said scouts now can access pump action shotguns. And the way they've rebalanced this is that it's only AP20 is only available on the pump action shotties. So you can't put it in like the Saiga 12, the MP155, the 153, the AA12, like the Saiga 12 full auto. None of those can get it. The best you can do is like Piranha or something. Whereas the Mossberg, those guns are those guns now can take AP20, so you've got this like much slower rate of fire. But you've effectively got like a really powerful bolty, and the cycle time is much faster than on a bolt action. But it's like it's kind of nuts. I think it's actually kind of insane. So that's fun. That's definitely fun. The Piranha has changed from. Oh wait, in arena it said 25 and 24, but it was that before. So I'm not sure. So I didn't do a cross reference to this previously. I wonder, maybe they changed like maybe they changed something else. Maybe they changed like the damage. What's it called? The damage, like the armor damage percent or something. Maybe they changed that. I don't know. That looks the same to me. SS190 has become incredibly good. So that was 49 damage in the base game and 37 pen, and that's now 40 pen. So 37 to 40 pen again is like meaningful. You couldn't one tap a helmet with this in the base game because 37 pen, well, a class 4 helmet, because 37 pen was too low to avoid the mitigation, or at least the mitigation was quite high. It was high enough to reduce 49 down by like a ton, and now I guess it won't with 40 because it'll almost certainly go through and probably only apply 20% or something like that. So it'll end up being, it'll probably hit for 40. So yeah, it probably will get you now. And then SSA AP, which is that's the Super 556, which they just ticked up the damage by 1 from 38 to 39. I don't really know why. I don't really know what that did. But yeah, that's what they did. So it's interesting that they're tinkering with these stats. Yeah, exactly. Like the AP20 slugs one is like probably the most fun. Like why would you use? They basically had to finally lean into the like why would you ever use a bolt action weapon? I mean, they already did this before. We have these tungsten rounds in the game in arena, which like one tap you, right? And they're only allowed in bolties. You only can use them on marksman. Now we've got like a scout version of this. It's like, well, you can only use them in the pump. It's like, well, that's kind of how it needs to be balanced. I know, like in the base game, it's just like, well, all's fair in love and war. It's just if it's fully automatic, then it's just straight up better. But yeah, they've sort of actually lent into this. Okay, maybe we'll just like change the ammo for different guns so that some guns are better than others in certain situations. And I've had great fun one tapping people with the AP20 slugs. It's genuinely so fun when somebody just appears. Like there's just something about someone appearing around the corner and you just boom, just like blast them out straight away as soon as they appear. It's pretty entertaining. So that's it's interesting, and this is like quite different to the base game, and that's going to be a theme that's sort of running through a lot of this, which is that as it diverges, there is actually some part. depends what they do with the movement, which we'll see in a minute. But it depends what they do with it. But like part of the point of arena is to kind of like warm up. A lot of people use it to warm up for the base game, and if it's like not the same as the base game, it's just like, well, is it that useful anymore? I don't know. We'll see. They changed some of the face shields and other bits and pieces. And as it says in the next section, individual weapon and ammo attachments, weapon in specific classes may have restrictions or yada yada. And there's the M9 M5 thing that I was talking about before. So there's a load of presets. No one ever uses these, so that doesn't matter at all. This is all the inbuilt presets, but like these are really just legacy at this point. I just don't think it matters. I think if you're like starting out like brand new, maybe some of them are okay and have things that you haven't got access to, but you can build yourself a decent enough kit even from nothing. So I really don't think it's a big deal. And you unlock like level 5 of stuff in maybe like 2 games. So it's you have like enough things to like add a handguard and whatnot. This next section is actually quite nice, and it's an arena specific thing, but it is quite nice. So you can, in your preset, you can now, there's 2 in your preset, you can basically flag a stim, and it's set up by default for most of the stims to do this, where the stim is like used automatically when the round begins or when you respawn. And so you basically flag the stims, you either just leave it as it is, or you like flag the stims that you want as auto used or not auto used. And it's not like it automatically injects it or whatever. Like the round is going to begin, and you can see you've got like a trimmer doll up on your hotbar, and then the timer goes like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and it just disappears. And you just get the effect. Like there's no animation. So for something like Last Hero, that's quite handy, and you can put like you could put like 3 stims on your hotbar and be like, use all of these. So as soon as you respawn, you're just like, I have the juggernaut. As soon as you turn up. Somebody had said to me apparently that they'd removed the automatic painkiller for Last Hero and Checkpoint. I haven't tested that myself, so that might just be spurious info. I don't know. But with this system, it doesn't matter, because so long as you've got a painkiller stim auto, it's like, well, okay, well now you have to like make sure you choose one, I guess. I haven't tested it, so I'm not sure, but I had one anyway. I think I'm using Trimodol or something, whichever one it is. I've got like Perfortran and Trimodol, and it uses the longer one with the painkiller on automatically, so it's kind of whatever. But you could do it like you could do it on different presets to have different to have different behaviors, and it doesn't do it on stuff like adrenaline, because those ones are really short acting, right? So it's you have to like manually put those ones in on the preset, but everything else it'll just auto flag them as you auto use. But you can turn it off as well. Like it's up to you, but it's just the default is sort of some semi-sensible behavior, and then you can turn it on and off as you please afterwards. So it seems to be, it seems to work the way I would expect it to, which is kind of nice. I think that's pretty good. The only other part, they adjusted some of the spawn points in Checkpoint. You can really feel this on Bay 5. You can really spawn quite close to some of the capture points now, which is like really weird. But just got to like get used to it basically. There's a few other things they've changed. You can now like have your FOV to like 90 in the menu, so you can be like, the like Giga Chat shorts meme, so you can only go up to, and Tarkov's weird anyway, because it's like vertical FOV or something is the way it's described.
But like, why are they using a different?
Oh no, it's just, sorry, this is the slide. It's still the slider in the menu. It's still the regular slider thing. It's just now you can go higher. So where is it online? If I just go into game, so I can only go to 75 at the moment in the base game.
Oh really? I thought that was higher.
But now well, no, it's because it's this vertical FOV thing. It's like, it's just really weird. So now you can turn that from 75 up to all the way up to 90. So now you can just be like fisheye lens, like 360-degree like bug, echo-locating everybody around the entire map, and you'll be able to see, on either side, like a rabbit's head kind of thing. I haven't actually tested it. I need to see exactly like how far it is, because if it's actually, I guess we can look at it. So vertical to horizontal FOV. I didn't think about this before, because I'm pretty sure that Tarkov's is vertical.
Yeah.
So the max that you could do, why won't that change? The max you could do right now. So I run it at 62, which is 90 horizontal. 75, which is the current max, that's 107 horizontal, and then 90 is 121. So it is quite quite wide.
That's on
So as I say, it's like the Giga Chat, strolling through, and everything's like super morphed. But you can see a lot further to the sides, and in arena that is not a problem, because the issue with having The high FOV is that things look further away, which in the base game is a problem because you need to spot somebody at 120 meters running between two trees, and so the higher your FOV, the further away that is, because they've got to fit more of the screen on the screen, and so those pixels are smaller, so you might miss it. Whereas the more zoomed in you are, or the lower FOV you've got, the more that you miss off the edges and the top and the bottom. But obviously, that bit of the screen, it's more pixels for the things you are seeing. But in Arena, it doesn't matter because you're not really fighting at long ranges. Was there anything else really interesting? You can resupply yourself instantly, which is kind of cool.
Ricochets.
Oh yeah, well, that's a little bit further. Game modes in the mode selection interface are now sorted by popularity, so they're just like, whatever, you guys do what you like. So obviously, it's now just last hero, checkpoint, blast gang, team fight, right? So the two like non-respawny modes are just like firmly at the bottom, because most people just play last hero and checkpoint. Like nobody, like there's very few people that care about the like competitive game modes. Most people are just dicking about, right? In Arena, that's it. You just 10-minute last hero, you know it's gonna be 10 minutes long. Checkpoint can be shorter than 15 actually, but 15 is like the max timer. It's just so much more chill. And I've actually really gotten into checkpoint because like last hero is a bit RSI inducing because it's very intense. Whereas like checkpoint, because you've got like teammates, you have to run from one point to another, and like sometimes you're better off holding position.
Yeah.
You're not always just like chasing, because in last hero you're just chasing the kill. It doesn't like your death count doesn't even matter, right? In last hero, you're literally ranked on the kills you get. So you're better off throwing yourself into a fight for a 50-50 than you are like holding off and waiting for a guaranteed kill. Whereas in checkpoint, that's not necessarily true. And I as I said previously when we've talked about checkpoint itself, I do like checkpoint because there is some strategy to be had, and like just situational awareness that like often my teammates seem to lack. But stuff like you can see, if I'm running towards, I mean, just basic stuff, right, that you just pick up after playing for a bit. It's like you're running towards A, and then you start to see A get captured, or like a teammate kills an enemy over in that direction. You can hear shots, and then on the kill feed, you can see that your teammate won, and then the point starts getting capped. It's like, well, I also don't need to be there anymore.
Yeah.
So I can either go behind to cut people off who are going to be trying to approach A, or I can just go and attack B instead, because this is going to get captured in a second. So, depending on the situation, you can kind of do this or that. Like, I quite like it. Like, some of them are more strategic than others. I think my favorite map probably is Bowl, because that one can be, if you've got like a team that's sort of relatively organized, or like a few people that are actually quite good, because the points are quite far away, you have to sort of coordinate to take them back. Like one person can hold them quite easily. It can be really, really one-sided, because of like the skill of the players, because otherwise you just end up sending in like one person and then one person, then one person. If everyone's just individualistic, you can easily get like 6 people picked off, like one and then another and another and another and another. So anyway, that's I've really gotten into checkpoint actually. I think it's quite cool. So the important stuff, let's just go through it in the order of the way they put it in this. So character movement system improvements. You can start shooting immediately after finishing the reload, even if you hold the fire button before the animation finishes. We've probably discussed this before at some point. In the base game, if you shoot, run out of ammo, and reload, you have to time when you can shoot again. Because if you hold the button down too early, nothing happens. So it's almost a case you're sort of like clicking, and then you're trying to like time when you can do full auto, especially now that they changed it so you can't like cancel the reload animation like right at the end. But in Arena you can. So if you're reloading and you just hold the button down, as soon as the reload's finished, your guy will just start to shoot again. So at the moment this deviates from the base game. I think that's quite good. It doesn't seem to work for pump action shotguns, which I'm a bit sad about. So that's not technically a reload though. So in between pumps, you can't hold down the button and it'll just fire the next one, which I think is a bit annoying. But that's only because I've been using the AP20 slugs and having fun. But no, I don't know. I think it's okay. Like a lot of these changes, I actually don't think they're necessarily bad for the base game, but we'll go through the rest and we can discuss it afterwards. So reduced the aim punch is another part. Decreased the scope flinch, camera shake, and screen blur after receiving damage. And there was a Reddit post that somebody has put up with what that actually looks like. and I guess we can pull it up here. I'm just gonna I'll just put it on mine and just like describe what's going on for people who are on audio only. Like the old aim punch, there was a few different metrics that they went through. They did head, arms, and body. And the old one, if you got shot in the head, I mean, the whole camera moves, like the gun moves a bit, and the camera also moves, and they're kind of separate from each other, it just makes it really difficult. And it twists too. It twists at an angle, so your camera moves, it twists to an unknown angle, and you get blurriness as well. Now you still get blur, but it really doesn't affect
Yeah,
your character at all. Like your reticle moves, I would say
tiny bit.
maybe a tiny, yeah. This guy's like what, 8 meters away or something, and the reticle moves maybe half a head away from
Hmm.
where it was before. Like this is a huge deviation to how it used to be. It's yeah, it makes it just like so much easier to fight back and feels a lot better. Same thing with arms. I mean, it's pretty much the same across all of them, honestly, and body or whatever. It's just you used to just get this like random angle twist plus the blur plus the the actual translation of the camera, or I guess
Yeah.
rotation of the camera, which is now pretty much entirely gone. And I mean, the effect of this, what does it do? I mean, it means that the first shot to land, the guy who gets the first shot to land doesn't have a disproportionate chance of winning, I suppose.
Hmm.
It makes counterplay easier.
Hmm.
It makes it heightens the effect of people who can aim.
Hmm.
So if you're a bad shot and you hit first, they can spin around and kill you more easily than they could before.
Also,
So it makes
rewards even just
aim skill
like
more important.
good aim as far as like not even reaction, but just like if you have bad aim and you're hitting arms a lot, like
Mm.
you're not gonna get. Arms are less than ideal to damage, but I guess in the old system, you do incur a little bit of a physical penalty as the receiver of the arm damage. So
Yeah, like
basically,
just
you're
trying to fight back kind of thing.
yeah. So like now, I guess it's like just kind of more in favor of good aim, which I feel like is what you would want for. This was kind of like the thing that I was just like, okay, like arena, sure, but like I just don't see it. It's not for me, type of thing. You know what I mean? Like I just couldn't really
Yeah.
buy into the whole like esports side of it, but like where they're going with it now, like it makes more sense in my head. This seems like a much better approach.
Yeah, I think definitely for arena. Yeah, where a lot of the conversations go from here is like, well, what about in base EFT? Do we
Hmm.
want it to be the same? I know there's people been calling for lower aim punch for ages in the base game, and they've
Yeah.
reduced it a few times. And I
No, I
think
have.
basically pretty much until, yeah, but like until it's zero, people will still be asking for it. I think this is kind of what people is like. Some people had wanted, and there's an argument for the base game that aim shouldn't matter necessarily as much, and it's more about positioning and whatever. Like the game does allow more of a camping play style. Effectively, that's what it comes down to, right? And like being shift W aimer is not necessarily going to get you the win. But I think for me, because the TTK is already so low, if someone is like shooting at you and you don't, and they don't know where you are, and you don't know where they are, and they're shooting at you and they don't kill you, and you get to turn around and then fire back, it's like, well, you kind of had all the advantages. So if you didn't kill them, then like it shouldn't just be a free kill because they weren't looking or whatever.
Hmm.
And often it will be anyway, because just the way that the game works. So I don't know if this came to the base game as it is. I don't think it's necessarily the end of the world.
Hmm.
I don't think for the vast majority of fights, I'm just not sure if it's going to make any difference. Like usually you're just dead before you even see somebody a lot of the time, and there's only so many of those fights where it's like kind of back and forth. I wonder whether there's an argument. Just thinking, like does it? I was thinking, does it have any impact on like the length of fights? It probably technically makes
Does.
fights shorter, I
Yeah.
suppose. It doesn't have any effect if you're just shooting at them and they turn around, they don't know where you are. so it didn't really have any effect there. But if they turn around and then see you, and then they can beam you more easily on the way back. So fights, I guess, technically would be shorter this way. But I don't think fights are necessarily long for a good reason with the aim punch in the way it is. It's just like you couldn't kill them for whatever reason, and they were like unable to fight back because they was just like so blurry and so, so bothered by the aim punch. It's like hard to even just like aim your aim your gun. And I think this is the crux of the problem, is that Arena wants to be this competitive shooter with very low
Right.
aim punch and all this stuff, and like Tarkov doesn't necessarily. As I said, I don't think it's the end of the world if something like this came, but
Mm-hmm.
the style of the games is not the same, and so not everything is going to
Yeah.
agree between them. And fundamentally, I would like the games to stay the same in terms of
Right.
mechanics. But the ammo stats can be different. I don't really care about the ammo stats. I mean, you could argue that could interfere with your just general game sense as to like who dies to what. You're
Mm-hmm.
playing Arena and it's like, oh, you're using the P90 and like it absolutely rips, and then you play in the base game and it's just like,
Yeah.
no one's dying here. Like I can't get ahead. You're banging people off people's heads and all of this stuff. But I think the games are different enough in that respect that I don't mind too much, because even just the armor that people wear is different in the base game than it is in Arena. So I don't think that matters too much. But yeah, when mechanics like this are different, it's like the aim punch and some of the reload stuff. It's like you get used to playing it in Arena. I'll hold down the button after I reload, and then in the base game it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I just like having to like remember both sets of mechanics
Mm-hmm.
when they're so close but differ in these like niche little ways. I think that actually is probably more problematic than any stylistic or feel
Yeah.
problems that come from reducing it. That's sort of where I stand on it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the reload thing's a bit different. Like, I don't know, it just feels, as like an end user, it feels like your inputs are not working, you know? Like it just feels too like, I don't know, like in Deadlock, for example, like you can have like instacast abilities as a setting,
Hmm.
and you don't get to like see, like if you throw like a snowball grenade, you don't get to like see the preview of like the arc and then the radius, like it
Yeah.
just throws it. But the advantage of that is like if I can just hold down the firing button and I press the thing and it throws it and then it picks back up firing. So like I don't have to like, you know what I mean? Or, like it just
Yeah.
feels a lot more uh intuitive but also
It's
responsive.
smoother. When you know what you're doing, it is more, yeah, it's much quicker.
Yeah, and it's like responsive. Whereas like if you do the more tactical one where it's like, the default where you gotta press it and then click to confirm, or you can do like a release one where you can hold the button and then release. You still get like
Mm.
the UI. It's more tactical, but you can't use you gotta like repress the thing, which like sometimes it's like an adjustment you gotta get used to. But it's like a bit of pro and con. Anyways, just the reload part of that to me just feels like a quality of life thing, because it just feels like very non it feels like the game's not responding to your inputs, which is just like really frustrating. But
Yeah,
the aim punch,
exactly.
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we talked about that quite a lot yesterday, and it's just that thing of that for me that's part of immersion is your character doing the things that you'd expect them to. It's just like I'm
Right, yeah.
holding down the trigger button, like I'm not actually physically reloading the gun with my actual hands because I'm
Yeah.
sat in my room in my
Right.
house,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
so but I am holding down the like please make bullets come out of the end button.
Yeah.
And so then when they don't, it feels kind of stupid, and I think that's sort of immersion breaking in its own way, right? So like
If I
making
can
that feel.
reload while full autoing and hold down the button, then I should be able to like full auto my reload. You know what I mean? If I could just interrupt my guy shooting a gun by like hitting the R button, then like
Yeah,
it needs to work the other way
yeah,
around, I feel like.
yeah, and it is quite minor as well in many ways, and it's like one of those things again, and we'll this is going to be another reoccurring theme, but if you don't have that, what do you end up with? Well, you end up with this. Sometimes you have those stupid fights in Tarkov where you're both at point blank and you both miss, or you're both around the corner, and then you
Mm.
end up like facing each other and you're both reloading, and it's
Mhm.
just like, okay, now we're going to play the mini game of who can do the Mario Kart 3-2-1. Oh, and you got to press the button just as the go
Yeah.
starts, to get the turbo boost. It's like you have to play this like quick time event of like who
Right.
can finesse their their animation better than the other guy, so that you can
Mhm.
like shoot first before the reload. It's just like, is that something you really should have to learn? Like it's very gamey
Mm-hmm.
and is just a bit weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, the aim punch thing, maybe, and it sort of, I guess, yeah, you could make arguments either which way as to how strong the aim punch should be, or how much it should be removed. This is pretty much entirely. You still get some blur, so you can still tell you're being shot, but it's just a lot less in terms of fighting back. I would be open to arguments for not having it as low in the base game. I'd be open to it, but I don't think it's the end of the world either. The other part of this is the inertia logic. This is probably the one that people were on about the most, or have been talking about the most. So, as per the notes, your character feels significantly lighter. However, equipment weight now affects inertia more. Improve the character responsiveness during strafing. Adds a mechanic that restricts frequent strafe spam. So I was quite interested in what this would mean, because remember the last time that they tried to do inertia, we ended up with the circle strafe mechanic because they implemented it badly, basically. And so you could strafe pretty quickly so long as you intersperse the A and D keys with a W or an S in between, and it basically bypassed the acceleration change between left and right on the strafe. Now, I've only seen people. The thing is, it's coming from there's a pool of people who were looking for this change and are playing Arena and are voicing their opinions about it. If you're a milsim hardcore
Mm-hmm.
base game only person, you're probably not playing Arena. You probably don't care about this change, and you're probably not talking about it, out on the web. And a lot of the people also who are talking about it, full-time gamer people, content creators, whoever, who probably got above average shooting skills and are probably more inclined to play Arena and enjoy the fast-paced mechanics as well as the base game. So there's a bias there, but I know there's a lot of people who are really liking the way it feels in Arena at the moment. There's some small criticism which we'll talk about, but basically the circle strafe thing is no more.
Really?
Because the inertia is now pretty low when you're strafing from side to side. So you can go pretty quickly from left to right. You don't have that really long period anymore.
Mm-hmm.
If you there is an acceleration though. I haven't worked out exactly how it works. It seems something along the lines of if you're at full speed, you can move to the other side very quickly. You can accelerate very quickly from left to right. But there is a small build up, and if you try to do it too fast, you kind of end up just not really going anywhere. So there is an acceleration curve to it, and it feels quite good. Is the way that I would say it. Like, long and the short of it is, it feels quite good. It feels sort of how it should be. If you try to go like like this, you only go like a few centimeters. Whereas if you're going, if you go like left, right, left, right, you can sort of you can sort of peek your whole body kind of thing. And now it feels even more necessary to have lean and stuff on your mouse because it's actually quite hard to do while you're leaning. The other part to it that I think people maybe are missing too, they're sort of like going in and going like, oh man, you can strafe like really quick. But when you're ADSing, you're walking at half speed anyway, so the strafe speed is also half.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's not crazy. I have had some. There are a few cases where I've had some issues fighting somebody who's doing it kind of just openly, but that's because they're changing direction quicker than they would before. So that's sort of, I would almost say, like obvious. Like that was obviously going to be the case. People can change direction more quickly, so it's kind of hard to predict where the next movement's going to be. And then I've heard some criticisms of when people have got high ping, that then the interpolation is also on top of that, for like where they're going to be, and it sometimes can be a bit annoying. I've not really felt much of that myself. As I said, I've had a few situations where I'm just like, it's kind of hard to shoot them. But again, I think the times that I noticed it the most was when I was trying to place a shot with the shotgun, where you've kind of got like one shot and then you have to pump it and want another shot. With full auto guns, I haven't had that much of a problem. I'm sure there are situations where it is worse than it used to be, but it, like, honestly, it feels all right. And so long as there isn't any we're gonna have to see, right? And
Of course.
my position the whole time on this is, again, it's been, I'm not like, I don't firmly hold any position either which way on it. I'm not just like, this is, the greatest gift to Tarkov and it should go in the base game immediately, because there are clearly no problems. And I'm not on the other side of like, this is seriously way too fast. This is going to ruin the base game, and everything just feels like COD now. Like, I'm not anywhere on that. I'm not in the middle on that spectrum. Being, I'm like, I could be convinced either way based on how I see people use it over the next couple of weeks. If it did come to the base game and it, for some reason it is problematic, I mean, I could go either way on it at the moment. But in the short period I've used it, I've probably played an hour and a bit of Arena since it came out.
Yeah.
It does feel, it feels really good, and it feels nice to use. It doesn't feel, the character feels more responsive. It feels less clunky. Does it have? Oh yeah, there's a bit further below. So let's just skip the ricochets for a second, because the animation speed improvements thing is kind of part of this. They probably should have had that further up. So they increase the speed of specific animations, so grenades, weapon raising, interacting with the device. So basically, like, weapons feel like they have more ergo now. In general, so a lot of weapons just, they're like really snappy to ADS. Remove the transitional sliding animation when trying to stop while sprinting. So this is the part that I wanted to kind of move on to, really, which interfered with movement and shooting. So like, if you just let go, you're like locked into this slide animation where you can't do anything really. You've got this reduced, for some reason you've got like super reduced sensitivity, because I was testing it yesterday just to kind of see like exactly how does it, because I always avoid it now, right? So like, it's like, what exactly happens when you do the slide? You can turn, but it's at like 10 times lower sensitivity or something.
Yeah.
So you're like stuck in this like low animation. You can't do anything. You can't like ADS. You're just like stuck. It's horrible. And all they've done, it seems, is they've just removed the block. So the slide actually still happens. You still hear the slide, but you can just move like irrespective of the fact that it's happening, weirdly. Or you can restart sprint. It's like, it's very strange. Like, I don't know how it looks externally. I'd be interested to see how it looks from a third party perspective. But it's sort of like you slide, but you like, you let go and you slide, but then you're just carrying on doing whatever else you want to do. So you can just carry on sprinting, or you can ADS. And there's another really interesting part of it too. I don't know whether it says, maybe it says further down, but you can be an ADS, and then you can sprint, and then you can just press the right click, and now you will just ADS. So there's no, you don't have to turn the sprint off and then ADS in order. Like, it's small changes, right? Like, if you mess that up, you accident, like, new players slide by accident and then you can't ADS. It's just like the whole thing just feels horrible. And again, it comes back to this thing of like, I want the character to do the things that I want the character to do. Like, I wasn't anticipating my character going into an uncancelable, uninterruptible slide that prevented me from, raising my weapon, right? It's like, it's just a noob trap where you have to work around it in various ways as you get more proficient. And I think it's immersion breaking, and I genuinely think the slide, pretty much everybody in my chat, even people who are like not sure about like the aim punch stuff and about some of the inertia stuff, I think pretty much everybody was just like, the slide has to go. Like, the slide being gone is like wonderful. Because it doesn't add anything. It's just kind of dumb. I don't mind them keeping the sound, actually, because the sound's quite loud. So in some ways, I sort of don't care about that. It's like you're sort of coming to a stop, and there's the sound for it. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, two things I would say is like, because like I experimented back in the day and like discovered the same stuff you were talking about, where like your turn, like, you're locked in. You can't. I think the only thing you can do, maybe, I'm not positive, I don't know, but I think you can like initiate a crouch, and so you can, like, the idea is like, because I was thinking like, okay, well, this is a part of the game. What's the use case here? And what I found was like, there's no use case because it's terrible. You're locked in. Like, there might be like some very extreme niche thing where you could like power slide behind cover, but it just doesn't. It's just not good. So, and the way it's set up is like, this is the default behavior unless you do a very specific order of key presses to not activate the default behavior, where it feels like it should be like a separate button press or like a combination button press. You know what I mean? Like, if I wanted to do this, like, okay, I want to actually, like, let's say it's like if you're sprinting and you hold crouch and you'll initiate a power slide. that seems useful because then it's like, oh, I want to like slide behind cover. Whereas now, it's just like if you mess up if you release shift while holding forward, you're just gonna do this weird power or whatever. I don't even know what it is. Like it's so ingrained in my muscle memory. It's like not even a thought anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing because it's not even useful. Even if you had a button for it, it wouldn't really help. I don't think
Yeah.
it's the I'm sprinting and I'm sliding to a stop in an uncontrolled fashion
Hmm.
is the animation, and there's that there's some one shot saying take all the mechanics out of the game that take control out of the player's hands, which
Yeah.
is kind of it, right? It's like you never want to be like disconnected from your character.
Not a good feeling.
Um,
Frustrating.
yeah, and again, like for me and you, and most people who played a lot of Tarkov, it's like, well, you you just don't experience it, right? Unless you like ham fist the keyboard occasionally, right, and you accidentally do it.
Hmm.
Like it just doesn't happen 99% of the time, and so it's just a bit of a noob trap, and it's one of those things where new players obviously just have to learn how to do stuff, but learning how to circle strafe and learning how to like not accidentally slide yourself into a horrible situation is like I feel like very gamey things that aren't necessary to make the game enjoyable to learn. It's like it's like random mechanical stuff that's really specific to this game, and for not really any good reason.
Yeah. Yep.
So it feels good. It feels interesting. I don't know about the equipment weight affecting inertia more. I don't know because you never really get to that stage in arena.
Hmm.
The equipment that's available to you, you can make kits that are super heavy, but you're not looting, which is where most of the weight comes from in the base game. So I don't know yet what that's going to be like.
Yeah.
Um, we'll see.
I like
We'll
that
see.
though. Like
Yeah,
I like that now. Like obviously it's all on the devil's on the details, but like on paper, I like the direction they're going. Where it's like you can't jiggle, like you can't AD spam. That's like for me, that's like one of the most annoying things because then it's like you can't feel you feel like when you're battling someone, it feels more coin flippy. Because if that's the optimal
yeah,
thing to do to be hard to hit, then you're both going to be doing that. And so you're both just like jiggle spamming each other. They're just like blurring, and you know what I mean. It's just like it doesn't feel good. So I think that's good that you can't do that. So you have to like use your brain power and think to like intentionally go further out or do longer um strafes before you counter strafe. And then the what was it? The weight stuff. Like I think that makes sense because like if you want to, you know, like you have to pay a cost if you want to like put on the more expensive armor, So like now you're gonna be
yeah.
a little less. You're gonna be more affected by inertia. Like it sounds good on paper. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to see whether some kind of secret tech comes out. Somebody mentioned to me that you can like somehow abuse the like leaning and the AD to do some
Hmm.
like unholy things, maybe. So we'll have to see how it shakes out. But so long as the system, the way it is right now, the circle strafing thing is gone completely, so that's fine. So now it's just a question of like where do you put the inertia? Like right now it's quite low.
Mm-hmm.
It technically could be lower, but it's like it's probably as low as you'd want it before people are literally like vibrating around corners kind of thing. So it's now just a question of like, does it need to be a little higher or not? Like I
Mm-hmm.
think it's probably good to put it where it is to test it properly. Because if it's fine as it is, I wouldn't feel I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily feel like maybe it's just because I'm out of practice and it hasn't been in the game for a while, but I don't necessarily feel that like ADADing around a corner is like necessarily good. I don't know. I'm not sure. As I said, I haven't tried it enough yet, so we'll see. But I don't think it's necessarily like amazing. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So we'll see. But it seems positive. It's a positive direction, and the control system is better. The framework is better, even if the actual numbers are slightly too tuned to make
Mm-hmm.
it easy. But like the framework is good. It feels better than the existing system. So they've also done a few other things. So in Arena itself, so you've got this maybe also is partly why it feels good. Increased all the weapon skills level 51. So you've got like assault rifles 51. So that means that weapon reloads are 7% faster, weapon switching is 13% faster, weapon recoil is 5% lower. The aim skill is level 51, the health skill is level 51 in Arena. So the guns have a bit less recoil than they did before. You aim slightly faster, reloading is slightly quicker, which in Arena sort of makes sense. And this is like
Yeah.
behind the scenes, so you don't see this in your character, but it's what is applied to your character in game, because your character's still the same character between the two games, right? And you're still you can train your skills. So when you go to someone asked me the other day, and was just like, "Oh, but I don't. It doesn't seem that way in the career bit," and I was like, "Well, what you see there is like your real skills in the base game, and they're supposed to. I mean, mine are desynced. The skills are desynced, but I think it's because of that like horrible arena bug, with max endurance and
Mm-hmm.
getting max in like 3 raids or whatever. But they're supposed to be leveling your main guy, so you effectively have these skills in the game, but you don't actually, because you still need them to level in arena. So I think that's the deal. Yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, ricochets. We'll just move back up the page a minute. They have done something with ricochets. The long and the short of it appears to be the worse the helmet, the higher the ricochet chance, and
Yeah.
the better the helmet, the lower the ricochet chance.
Okay. Interesting approach.
Something like that. And it says, ricochets still take into account, well, the physical model of the gear and the impact angle, but their frequency has been categorized and additionally reduced, which is an interesting statement because no headwear that I'm aware of, based on any testing done. I mean, maybe it's changed. There's a 1% chance that it's changed, but from all the testing that I'm aware of, no helmet has a physical model in terms of the hitbox, and all the ricochets are done off the sphere of the head, because all head armor is effectively the soft armor model. It is just mapped to the sphere of the PMC's head.
Mm-hmm.
There is no physical model. There never was. You can shoot through the side of the face shield. You only hit the face shield if you hit the face labeled part of the sphere. So to say ricochets still take into account the physical model of the gear and the impact angle is an odd statement, in my opinion.
I mean, they
But
could.
maybe they're pulling the fig leaf over everybody who doesn't know how the system works, and it's
Yeah.
just like,
Possibly. Yeah.
we don't want to basically say like, it depends where you get hit on the sphere that is your head.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to understand this way, but yeah, so it's just the impact angle. So the impact angle still matters. Previously, it was if you hit them at 90 degrees, there's going to be no ricochet,
Mm-hmm.
and you get the maximum ricochet at when it's just a glancing blow, which is fine. That makes sense. It's still okay, and it's a good enough approximation. I don't think it really matters that except for the face shields. I think the only one that maybe could do with a physical model is the face shields, because it is a bit strange being able to shoot someone directly in the ear with 9mm PST, because even though they shot through the face shield model, it's not a hitbox, and then they hit you in the ear from the front, and it's like that was what it was designed to protect. That's the only one that's probably annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I got shot in the back of the head the other day wearing the Together face shield, and I was like, huh, lovely. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this really matters that much. I feel like I haven't had a ricochet for ages. I feel like I just get shot, and
You
that's
just
it.
die,
Or
anyways. Yeah.
I just die. I don't get a ricochet. It's either I just die, or it's like 9mm PST and it bounces off because of like armor.
Exactly.
I feel like but also it's also hard to tell. It's hard to
Mm-hmm.
know when when that was the case or not. So I don't know. So yeah, they done something. They done something. Whether it even matters or not, I don't really know. And I think that might be it. I think that might be all the stuff. So obviously, as per Nikita's comment before, right? Like this is a test for the soft core section and the wipe in some way. What they bring, I don't know. You could quite reasonably ask the question, why are they changing all of this stuff 5 weeks before the release? You could reasonably ask that question. I'm being like, go play
Yeah.
Arena, see what you think. What you think? Good. We'll put it in the base game. Everyone's like, oh my god, Nikita, please. So I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think some of this stuff would necessarily be bad. I think the inertia is controversial, and it's probably a good thing to brand it as a soft core event or whatever, because then it's just like, oh, it's for the event, right? It's not temporary, right? It's like the Anakin and Padme picture. It's just like, oh yeah, you've changed the inertia. Yeah, it's just for the soft core event, right? Like, right. This is staying forever. But I don't think it'll actually matter that much in the grand scheme of things. I think most of the fights in Tarkov come down to you're in the wrong position. This isn't going to save you. Like, none of this stuff is going to save you if you're out in the open and someone's shooting at you. It'll change the fights indoors a bit around corners, but it incentivizes people to move a bit more because they're kind of harder to hit rather than just feeling stuck with inertia and feeling like you can't peek and whatever. So it makes peeking a bit easier. I don't think it's necessarily bad, but people have very different takes on like whether this is good or not, whether this fits with the style of the base game or not. I think it'll be interesting to see. I think we'll just test it in the softcore event season period, whatever you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
and see how it goes. And if there's something blatantly broken about it, then we just complain and maybe they make some tweaks for 1.0. But I feel like there's a middle ground to be had. Honestly, I feel like there's a middle ground to be had where the character doesn't feel like a sack of potatoes being dragged around Eastern Europe, and it's still Tarkov, without it feeling like a sort of arena shooter. I don't know. I think there's a middle ground.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah. I think for me the biggest thing out of it all is aim punch. The most frustrating for me part of it is like you and a guy are like you both know where each other are. It's like it's time to like chat up. You're dueling each other, and it's just like on your end, it's just like aim punch city. Presumably on his end, it's aim punch city. Hopefully, and then like one of you dies, and like you kill him. It's like, oh yeah, I got his loot. It feels good, but like you die, it's like, oh my god, why was I getting aim punched to like oblivion? And it's probably just like the exact same experience for them. I don't like it when it feels like I have no autonomy or over what happens.
Yeah,
So that for me
yeah, I understand.
that would be probably the biggest thing I would like is like have that reduced a decent amount because it's just like it's just too much of all the blur. There's got to be something there, like if you want to keep the punch factor. But I was looking at I was comparing the two slides on like a still frame of that
Yeah,
video, and like the old system was like the camera was like tilted like you know Dutch, what is that called, Dutch not Dutch cut, but like a Dutch camera view where it's like tilted to the side, so like your whole perspective is shifted, and then it's like your gun is actually shifted a little bit, and that's the important part. But then like your camera's tilted, but that doesn't matter because your bullets fire where your gun is aiming. But now, like the center of your screen where your gun usually is to shoot the bullets is like different. Like it's just like and then you got blur over it. Like it's just way too much visual noise.
yeah, and the fact that that happens in like 10 frames or something as well. It's like when you're
Yeah, it's just
actually
like
on the receiving end, you're just like trying to adjust in real time with like human reaction speed to try to figure out where the middle of your screen is
yeah.
based on your prior experience. And, like we've talked before, like maybe it was probably years ago now at this point, when like getting aim punched to the point where it's just like, how does this guy not die? And like go back and look
Mhm.
at the thing, and like your gun's like off at some horrible angle. Like 20 degrees, like, or like 20% of the screen like off versus the center. And it's just like, no wonder, like if the center of the screen, like it was just on the guy, but my gun's like over here because I'm getting like peppered with 9mm, you know? It's just
Yep.
it's nuts. It's crazy. So yeah, we'll see. But I don't know. I'm kind of here for it. I'm kind of here for it. I'm sort of like I'm on my sort of anti Mill Simmers kind of arc right now.
Your anti
And
listeners are just funny.
I'm just kind of I'm just like, screw the trailer. I don't care. Like the game feels great this way, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sorry we can't slow walk through, the Concordia courtyard with RPDs, but it's just like not the way the game plays. It just you're never going to get that. It's just not. It just doesn't work that way. I don't know. I'm feeling like highly pragmatic about the topic at the moment.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I
So
mean,
yeah,
maybe if
we'll
like
see.
yeah, I mean, maybe you could do that, but like you have to be like very intentional. and very thoughtful and very well designed it all out. Which I mean, case in point, the slide system feels like the exact opposite of everything. It's I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. I think so. I think that was the last part. The last news. So I mean, I keep an eye out on Nikita's like replies because he just replies like random information to people. And he said, I think it was Hans Vader. What did he say? Yeah, where are the softcore wipe changes? I was like a day, like yesterday, and he just said preparing. So they're doing the thing. They're doing what they need to do to get to where they need to be, so we could do this softcore event. We'll see, we'll see, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's in maybe either next week or maybe even the week after, because that would give them a solid month with the softcore thing and be like, hey, we're gonna end the wipe with like the softcore thing. Anything goes. You could put anything on the flea. We're gonna have all the arena mechanics in the game for inertia and everything else. So you moved on to the Nikita's dev clips. That's what's
Yes.
coming next. So yeah, so I did watch this. I guess that's off the. Oh yeah, that's the same one where he was asked where's the software wipe changes, and he said preparing. It's like a bunch of different stuff. I can't remember if there was anything. Is there anything particularly interesting in this? It's
Hold
just
up.
like dog tags.
Tarkov waifu. Hang on a minute.
This
Wait, is is
is
that
the important stuff.
is that the is this supposed to be the film version waifu of Kaban?
I don't know.
I don't know
I'm not
either.
sure.
It's looking a
There
little
was yeah, there was.
AI arty though. I'm not sure what's going on with the shirt there. I don't know. That doesn't make sense.
No, I'm not sure. There's a there was a gun model
Mm-hmm.
at about 4 or 5 seconds, and I'm not exactly sure whether that's new
Yeah.
or something else. I don't know what it is. I can't.
Huh.
I'm not gun nerdy enough to know what it is. It looks
Oh, it
like
kind of looks like the the Sig, the
yeah,
one
I thought it looked a bit like the spear
spear.
with
Yeah,
the 25 rounder in it or something. It's kind of hard to tell.
it
Maybe someone in
is.
chat knows exactly what it is. Actually, someone asked, "What is the helmet and the guns?" The helmet, 6p47 Ratnik. Gun is the spear. I think it's an AK3, right? Some people don't really know. Someone else thought it was a spear though.
Yeah. Other than that,
Yeah.
just kind
And
of random
then
live action
what else?
stuff.
Like yeah, exactly. Merch stuff from Japan. There was the arena one, the battle pass logo on the arena screens that they were showing at like 9 seconds is in red, which I was like a bit weird because I think the battle pass is orange in the game at the moment. So I was like, oh, that looks slightly different.
Hmm.
Then there's just a bunch of IRL stuff. There's that one of those real life sniper signs, which I presumably was from their event. Bunch of people on the team, and then the Red Rebel, someone spinning it and dropping it on the floor. So nothing too crazy, I don't think.
Yeah.
Nikita replied to FN America, well, quoted it, saying, oof, on some grenade launcher. The FN MTL 30 medium velocity flat trajectory grenade launcher chambered for 30 mil grenades. That's the one.
Oh, that kind of looks
Nikita will
like.
literally he will literally do anything not to add the N94 to the game.
You're right. We can never forgive him.
Don't worry, we're going to add the next gen United States 30 mil grenade launcher platform.
That's crazy. That thing looks so wild. Like the muzzle
Yeah, it's
device
kind of
on
cool.
it looks like a 50 cal type of like massive
Yeah,
hunk of like metal and gas
and it's got like a
diversion
mag.
on the side. Yeah,
It's like an actual magazine.
it looks wild. But doesn't it kind of look like this? I mean, not really. No, it's a different. Oh, yeah, not really. No.
I think it's different.
Yeah. That's
Nice
crazy.
guy commented on that on this one, just being like bolters being added to Tarkov. So from
What's
40k
bolters? Oh yeah,
because
that's
it's like because it looks like this, right? It's like
yeah, it does.
because the
That's
bolter in
funny.
40k is supposed to be like they're supposed to be like mini rockets. Each shell is supposed to be like a small rocket, like explosive rocket.
Uh-huh.
Is like the idea. But yeah, so we'll see. I saw you popped up that board game one. So you
Yeah.
posted it. It says it's weird. It says Escape from Tarkov Arena, and then Customs Tactical Map is what it says in the bottom left, which is really odd.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a really odd wording. It's just like Customs Arena. Like they're doing other stuff. I don't really know. Like Very Bad Scav put up this screenshot from a while ago. This like board game thing that they were doing.
Yeah, I remember this.
They've like and they've shown these models in the past. These kind of like red models. So whether there's some kind of like XCOM, but it's Tarkov, it's a kind of turn-based,
Mm-hmm.
squad-based. I can imagine BSG making quite a good XCOM style game where you've
I was
got
gonna
like
say,
permadeath of your heroes and or your characters. That would like kind of work. But they're clearly working on something. I mean, this is when we looked at this in the first place, we were like, well, this is too. They're obviously not like working out the base game. They're
mm-hmm.
doing something else here. I don't know what, but they're doing something else. Um, it's some kind of like RPG of some
Mm-hmm.
kind, like proper RPG.
Yeah, you
I
got
don't
like a
know.
character sheet. There's a PMC there, some type of like level, different like slots to put items and cards. It looks like. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I totally would. I really think a Tarkov card game or Tarkov board game of some sort. Tarkov like top down strategy would like be very very cool to play.
Hmm. Yeah. When did this? I don't know when this one actually got
Mm,
first shown. I'm not sure when it was. It was a while ago.
yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't really know. Okay, and then yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it for all of the stuff that's been going on. So yeah, we'll see. People are just like, you guys making like a board game? You're making some kind of minute like tabletop tactical war type thing. It's like could be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Could be kind of cool. You could imagine some sort of like indie style turn-based card related like Tarkov kind of game. I don't know. It's interesting. I know
Yeah.
that Nikita said in the past, he was like, we're trying. There's new genres that they're thinking about that like no one's really done anything the way that they're looking at for some new games. So they're cooking up some weird stuff. We will see. We will see. So yeah, outside of the main Tarkov world of updates and whatever, I've basically just been messing about. That's pretty much. I had to take the beginning of the week off stream. My wife was away, so I was expecting to be able to do some streams, and I ended up just having all my time sucked in by doing various things and the usual chaos of life, and just like being solo parenting and moving kids back and forth from school and all sorts, and it would just end up getting really chaotic. So I had a little bit of time away, but then Thursday we carried on with just the memes. I've been doing like Marathon Zero to Hero a little bit. I did that last week, and then this week I was just like, I can't be bothered with that. It like takes too long. I'm just going to carry on just playing like meme weapons. Basically, played with the M60 machine gun and the Saiga 12 full auto for a bit. I went on this like honestly, I went on a tear on customs with the Saiga 12 full auto. It was brutal. It was genuinely brutal because I didn't pick up two of the dog tags. I'd be interested to see what level they were. The people weren't like all like low level. It wasn't just like seal clubbing. So but
Mm-hmm.
there's some guys like level 19, one guy was like level 33, and then there were two unknowns. There's one guy who's like level 3 or something. Um, but like the Saga 12 full auto it's just such a beast. It's such a beast. And I actually have had like some quite long range kills with the Piranha. Because people are just like, oh, Piranha, is it like, Flechette's like, with the better one. I'm like, it's hard to get the Flechette. And that's kind of what I was trying to do in the first place. I actually forgot I'd kind of like come full circle on this thing. I was trying to get access to Flechette because you can't buy it right now. Actually, I wonder if you could buy it after the changes they made, the balancing changes. but you couldn't buy it previously from Jaeger, um, which was the issue. So yeah, you can only buy Rip. And... Oh no, you can buy Flechette now. Okay, you can buy Flechette again. That's basically made everything I did yesterday a moot point because you can craft it if you do Silent Caliber, but you can't do Silent Caliber until you've done Bullshit and Inform Means Armed and all of these other ones. So I was trying to do Inform Means Armed. That's why I was on customs. I was just taking the Wi-Fi camera. I'm just going to plant it next to the container. It's going to be fine. And then ended up running into literally half the map with my Saiga 12 full auto, just like gunning people down. Like I killed one guy from, by New Gas, if you were coming up towards the railway line from, I'm trying to think like the best way to describe it. So you've got like the outside of New Gas, you've got the main railway line, which is like a hill. There's like a train on top. There's the bridge that's underneath. You can like go underneath the bridge, and the guys were like on the road, and I was like quite a bit further along in the sort of forested bit. And I managed to kill one of the guys. I got one of the guys in the leg. I think he must have had to painkiller. And then I killed the other guy from like all the way over there with Piranha, which is like insane. And I picked up this MP18 and I was like, this is gonna be so good if it works out. I went for this like Hail Mary shot because I knew the guy would peek out again. So I like crouched and waited. I was like waiting, but I managed to miss the MP18 shot on the guy. I was like, damn it. It's like really lame. But yeah, just like roamed around the whole thing, ran into there's like some Timmy running around. I saw him before. There's like Timmy running around, but then he was like looting this body. He like picks up this gun, and I'm just like, oh no, I'm gonna have to end you. I'm sorry. Just like I thought maybe we could be friends, but I forgot I actually have my VoIP turned off at the moment. And so I was just like, oh well, I'm just gonna have to kill this poor man, which is a shame. But yeah, it was
Monster.
insane. I can't remember the last time I had 5 kills on customs. Like 5 PMC kills. It was mental. So it's quite fun sometimes just to run around with these things. Like we started with the G18C, so I did a video about that. Then I'm doing something about the M60 at the moment because that's been pretty fun, and then maybe I'll do something about the Saiga 12 full auto because that's also hilarious because you can just buy it. I think how much even is it? I think it's Jaeger 4, and I don't remember if there's any. I can't remember if there's quests for it or something. Where's it gone? Ah, here we go. Yeah, the automatic one. Yeah, and so you can buy from Jaeger 4 this. It's like 212,000 rubles, but you get a drum mag, you get the angled grip kind of thing, you get the sniper, AK grip, you get like the RK3, you get like a nice scope, you get the handguard, you get a monster claw suppressor. So it's like this thing is like pimped out. So like 210k, it's I'm just like, well, fair enough, it's actually all right. And with 20 rounders of Piranha, you can cause a lot of damage. Even better with Flechette, but yeah, you can cause a lot of damage. So it's been good fun. I think that's basically what I'm going to spend the rest of the wipe doing. It's just like messing around with like random guns and just being like, what's fun,
Yeah.
what's not fun. I don't know. I have to think. I've got to think of some more ideas though. It's
I'm
basically it.
telling you, LMG
I can't hear you. I
thermal.
think you're muted, by the way.
Oh no, is that better?
Yes.
Shucks. I forgot to remember to turn that off. I was saying, I'm telling you, LMG thermal.
Oh yeah, you like the idea of LMG thermal.
It's a lot of fun, Giga. It's a lot of with you gotta get some type of heat seeking, not heat seeking, but you gotta strike the fear of God into like some poor soul. It's not about killing them; it's about sending a message.
Exactly. Yeah, the crazy thing when I was looking through the different like big mega machine guns, the crazy thing about the M60 is that I think it's the only like proper machine gun.
Yeah,
The RPK I don't think really counts. It's like full caliber wet bullets, but you can put a suppressor on the thing.
yeah.
And it's like basically the only one because you can't with the PKM or the RPD, But this thing you can put a suppressor on, and I did actually do a little test because, as I said, I'm doing video for it for tomorrow, and I did the test. It's just like, yep, you just outside 100 meters, you just can't hear the guy shooting. Like it's crazy. I'm like, man, this is insane. And you've got the bipods, so you're just like. I had a few situations where I'm like, I'm definitely out of like my reasonable target engagement range here, but I'm just going to fire anyway and just watch people just like jump and sprint about like 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 suddenly they get 550 RPM hosed out of a 100 round mag. It makes people do interesting stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty well.
So
I mean,
it's
nowadays you
it's
can just,
it's funny.
as long as you get a bipod on your gun. I mean, anything could be a hose.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's different for the others. The mounted recoil buff for the M60 one is still minus 80%.
Mm-hmm.
So it really has no recoil. You're kind
Yeah.
of battling more with like zeroing and stuff,
Yeah, you're
really.
getting the right
Because if
angle.
yeah, trying not to get like, oh, I can only see the floor, all of
Yeah.
that stuff, the classic bipod problems. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll do. I don't know, I've got to think like some more crazy stuff. Maybe we'll just do like full raids where we just take like 15 trip wires and just put them everywhere. I don't know. I've got to think of like just some stupid stuff to do. But the guns have been fun so far. They've actually been way more effective. Like this is the thing; they've been way more effective than I thought they would be. I'm not coming against like really highly geared people. So if I run into somebody with like the full kit, like they're probably just going to kill me. But in
Yeah.
your run of the mill Tarkov situation, I mean, yeah, like it's just entertaining. But yeah, and then I think I'm just done with the progression, honestly. Like, given that
Yeah.
this like softcore thing's coming and 1.0 is coming, and it's just like
Right.
I just don't want to play Lighthouse this wipe, and I'd have to do so much of that if I wanted to do Lightkeeper. So we're just gonna mess around and not take it too seriously until 1.0, because it's gonna be so busy when 1.0 hits. It's gonna be massive, right? And there's gonna be so much to talk about, so much to do, there's gonna be lots to grind and all of that. So I don't want to go too crazy and like save myself a little bit while still making something fun.
Yep.
It's kind of where I'm at.
I get that.
So yeah, think of more ideas, and then we'll see when the softcore wipe turns out. Because then it might be even funnier. So we'll see.
Mm.
So what you've been up to then? You've been doing your deadlock stuff. You were telling me before about this tourney
Yeah, so
you've been in.
there's this kind of figurehead in the Deadlock community called Deathy, and I think I talked about him a couple weeks ago. You remember when we talked about that LAN scandal, or like there was a LAN organizer
Oh yeah.
and like he canceled it like last minute, and people are already like bought tickets, like the players that bought
Mm.
tickets to fly there or be there and play, and it was just like it was like a local Canadian LAN, so it wasn't like anything major, but it was the first actual physical LAN for Deluxe. So it's kind of a big event. A lot of people are hyped for it, and so Deathy basically like salvaged it and carried on. And prior to that, he has been doing what he calls Death Slam tournaments, and it was just like amateur community. You could be like basically any skill level, I think more or less, and but that's since grown, and now it's like called Death Slam events, and it's like kind of crazy. It's a massive organization. He actually just launched they launched a Twitter account just recently, and they have two sponsors now. They got Metal TV, which I've never heard of, and Corsair.
Oh, they're like the record. Yeah, they're like the recording people. You can like record clips.
Okay, see a lot of
It's a bit like
Roblox
Outplayed,
stuff.
something like that.
I see. Yeah, yeah. Which is like kind of huge, and like yeah, I mean their Discord server is like just massive. It's just like all these roles and people like in charge of stuff. Like it's kind of crazy. Um, like super cool, awesome how big. And so this is my first time participating. I applied like a couple weeks ago, and I was thinking about it, and then I got an alert. It's like, oh, last 24 hours before signups close. Don't wait. I was like, okay, fine, I'll just sign up. Just see. I probably won't get in, but I ended up getting in, and I got in like Division 1, which is like the top higher ones, which was kind of cool. It was like surprising. And
Is there any?
so
Is it the highest one?
yeah.
Okay.
Um, and so yeah, we're playing tomorrow, our first match, and we've been practicing what we can for like the past, I don't know, week basically. But it's like very well, like everything's very well done. Even like um our team, like kind of someone's we got like a spreadsheet like heroes we can play, and this, that, and the other, and match IDs of scrims we play. We played a couple scrims, played a decent amount of scrims actually. But I don't know. I'm excited. It's like it's actually I was pretty unsure I was gonna go, but like pretty fortunate we got a good group of people. So far, scrims have been like we've only lost one, We've played maybe like 8, maybe, but we haven't
Nice.
played with our full roster yet. So we'll see how that goes. Um, just because like scheduling is just hard sometimes. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I think it's like Saturday, like this Saturday. We play some games. I don't know. I don't know the specifics really. I just kind of like show up sometimes, and then next weekend, assuming I think it's best of one, and finals is like best of three. Assuming like we continue, we get to play and that be fun. I don't even know if there's a
how,
prize
how
or
does
anything, but just fun.
how does the ranking in Deadlock work? Is it just like a usual ELO, like MMR type system?
Yeah, I mean I think it's very similar to how it is in Dota. Like you got different, you know, pools. Like this one's like Alchemist, Arcanist, Initiate, Oracle, Phantom. You know, kind of like how in Dota you'd have like Divine and
Yeah.
Archon and all the others, and then you got like 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. I think. So it's like very similar, but yeah. To answer your question.
Nice. Yeah. So, are you playing against people, or have you played against people with a similar skill level so far?
Yeah. So like we're in like my bucket is like Oracle, Phantom, and what's that other one called?
And
I
do you
don't
get a
know.
number? Like, is there like a MMR number as well associated with these things, or is it just buckets?
Maybe.
Because
I
in
mean,
Dota, I think you got both.
we could pull up. What's it called?
Each system's its own thing anyway. It's just like what's the highest ranking person. These elo systems always have that thing of
Yeah.
the caliber. You can't compare one game to another, right? It's like
Yeah. Um, I don't really see a number here. I don't know. I don't really
it's probably better
know.
in some ways.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really. I'm not like too keen on this stuff right now. Just to like kind of like enjoy playing the game
Hmm.
mostly when I'm winning and not losing and raging.
Yeah, that's
but
the MOBA way.
like I am the lowest like physical rank within my team, which was like
Okay,
it was a little intimidating. But apparently
it's
they
like
say
quite
I play
good,
good,
honestly.
but I know my biggest flaw is like I'm not good at playing from behind, aka I get tilted. And like one game I played carry, um, and the character is just like not very great in lane, and I just kept ego checking the enemy laners and not respecting them, and might have went to 0-6 in the lane stage, but you know what? We won the game. That's all that matters. Yeah.
That's quite a good way to get better, though, for sure. If you're playing kind of like slightly out of your, and that's like perfect. If you're like just outside of your comfort zone, skill wise, you're playing against like everybody's like just a little bit better than you or something. That's it's actually
I
quite a
mean, I
good
wouldn't
way
even.
to get better. Or like even if they're like a little bit, not so much better that you're going to get like stomped on, right?
Yeah.
But it's just
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
you want somebody to be better to like test you and like stop you doing stuff so that you get punished when you're doing things that are stupid. That's how you learn like
Yeah.
not to do those things and become like tighter as a player. Whereas if you're playing against people of the same or lower skill level, you learn like bad habits. You know what I mean?
That's a good point because have played in a couple of like friend groups, and the disparity in the skill will be so wide. I mean, not so wide, but like wider. Um,
Yeah.
and it makes it harder. Like it's basically feels like you're playing a pub game, whereas like I don't know. I think the really cool thing about this community, like this deadlock or death slam events, is like they do a lot of work behind the scenes, and it's basically just so you can like as a everyday person experience a competitive setting, which is like really fun because
Yeah.
like I'm learning like playing competitively with like people on the team versus like playing a pub is like completely different. Just like night
Yeah.
and day. And it's like they're asking me like, "Oh, what do you want here?" It's like, what? I was like, "I don't heckin' know." It's like, "What do you think's good?" It's like, "I don't know." Here's what I can play. You guys, I don't know. They're like, "Oh, what we put you in this lane because I'm like, yeah, that would be good." I was like, "Why is that good again?" I'm like, just like so clueless because I guess a lot of them watch like pro matches and stuff. So I
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
yeah, it's cool. It's really cool.
It reminds me a lot of my IRL friends did a Dota
Hmm.
2 tournament at one point, and it was just like amateur, like for fun thing, right? And it's just
Yeah,
like they try to match up different people in the right brackets,
yeah.
and I ended up like standing in a couple of times for like different for a few different games. I actually won the games that I stood in for, so I was like, yeah, I felt pretty good, but like I didn't want to commit to it because I'm just like too busy, right? To like
Of
come on
course,
at a
yeah.
set time, make sure I'm like free and whatever. It's just like kind of too hard. But again, there it's just different when you've got this like consistent group and you can get to see the other teams and you say, okay, what they like to play and like how are you going
Hmm.
to play against them? Because I was like involved in some of these discussions. We had one guy who was like a friend of one of our friends, and he was kind of our like high MMR player. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna like decide what to do. And it's just that thing of drafting, like looking through the team and going like, okay, well, we need one of these, and what can we play? And so it's almost more difficult in some ways lower down because it's like the pools of what people can play is like quite narrow, doesn't necessarily complement each other either. We've got one friend as well who's like the same. I would say the same broad skill level as like we all are, but they're just like very very good at the draft. They're just like
Hmm.
no, they play a lot. They play a lot of heroes. Like rather like so, I probably spend like I'll just like I'm a spammer, right? I'm like very much a I play like a few heroes and a few heroes well, whereas this person's like plays like everything. It's like every game a different hero. Like played almost all the heroes. Just like and that just makes drafting that much easier, right? 'Cause it's just like have an appreciation for like all of the different combinations.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like, and that's so important. Yeah, if you're playing a pub, you can just like do whatever.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah, you just do your
it's
best, and that's that. But when you're trying to make a 5-man team, I guess it's Deadlock 6 as well.
it's 6, yeah, which is also kind
6,
of
yeah.
weird.
So it's even more.
Yeah. We have to do this thing where it's so during the lane stage, everyone mutes everyone in game except for their lane partner, and
Right.
then everyone mutes in Discord, and we just talk in game for like the first 10 minutes, just because like otherwise it's just like everyone's yapping over each other about what's happening in their lane. Because for as of right now, there's 3 lanes, and the lanes so it's 2-2-2, and it's just like very the way the game's set up. It's not You're not really intended to like go gank other lanes. I mean, you can, but it's like bad economy usually.
Yeah.
It's like super bad if you don't accomplish anything. So
Mm.
yeah, most of the time you're sitting in the lane stage for like at least the first 5 to 6 minutes. Um, Usually a little bit longer too. But yeah, it's it's just like kind of a weird thing, Then like unmute Discord, and it's like, oh, I can still hear you talking gay. I was like, oh my god, it's it's just different.
Do you have like an emergency alert just in case that you really needed to talk to your teammates?
Just
You like ping
unmute.
in game or something.
Just yeah, because I have a hotkey for Discord. That's actually how it keeps happening
Oh, I
when you
see. So
can't
you're all on
hear
like you're all on
me.
open. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But you're all on open, so you can just unmute and be like, "Oh, guys, you need to know this or whatever it is."
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. It's
that makes
just,
sense.
but that's why sometimes you can't hear me, because
Yeah.
I actually hit the key and I won't know, because OBS streamer mode is like, silencing Discord sounds. It's just funny.
Hmm. It looks like there's quite a few players. Since the extra heroes in August is like 60K. I'm just looking at the Steam charts,
Hmm.
60K, and like it's only down to like 40,000 now. So
Yeah,
pretty consistent, given that it's been like 2 months or a month and a half. So quite a lot of people still playing.
yeah. The
Very
heroes
interesting.
thing really helped out, and the map changes. Like the map looks really good now. Very like it's much easier to determine one lane from the other, like the side lanes, and then like one half of the map from the other. Like they have, one's more like industrial, one's kind of more like residential, real estate. Um, and yeah, like it's actually funny because we were the other thing they do with the Death Slam event. Every team in every division gets a coach, like a professional player
All right.
as their coach. Yeah, so we had our coach. But because the game had just got an update, like a couple hours ago before our session, none of the old replays worked. So we couldn't actually do our coach. So like, which really sucks, because we had like, you know, we had a bunch of games played, anyways, so like we had to reschedule. And now we gotta like play a game and have a coaching session or whatever. But yeah, that's made it really fun too because the patch just like it wasn't like a major patch. It was like a balance slash rework patch on like a couple heroes and this, that, and the other. So it's like, ooh, more things to craft and decisions to make, and it's fun.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
So
So like,
you haven't played any actual games yet?
none of the actual games tomorrow though.
Neat. And how many people are there? So what's the structure? Is it just
Let's see.
like a round robin kind of thing? You're in like a group, so everyone plays everyone else, and then there's like a leaderboard, or is it more like a tournament?
I think it's more like a tournament. So it'll probably have like here's our division. There's 12 teams.
Let me
So
just pull you up big. Let me have a look. Oh, I
um
see.
I'm guessing because I know it's best of ones. So we do probably do best of ones,
Oh, yeah, you did say. Yeah.
and then next week will probably be like semifinals and finals, I would guess.
And do you know how your team compares to the other teams? Are there any like super like standout people there that you like know?
So one of my teammates, they used to be like the highest rank in the game, and
Hmm.
they stopped playing and they came back, and now they're like not the highest rank anymore. In that like higher pool. Um
Yeah.
but they recognized a few of the players, and there was only like one or two that they were like, "Oh, this team might be good." But like I said, we played nine, like 8 or 9 scrims, and we've only lost one. Like we basically only had one team really challenge us.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so it looks promising, but
Yeah.
either way, I'm like, I'm having a good time. So I highly encourage like anyone try. If you have like access to this type of like stuff within your gaming community, I don't know. Like playing competitive is just like so much fun if it's done well and organized correctly.
No, it's cool. It's
Yeah.
cool. No, I wish you the best of luck in it. I hope it goes
Yeah.
well. These things
Thank
are
you.
fun. I've not been able to commit the time like the
Yeah.
last like couple of years, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, maybe one day I'll do a fun Dota tournament again. I don't think I'll be doing Deadlock, but it's nice to have the
One day
excuse. Like
you're
once
gonna
you
get
set dates as
in the
well,
deadlock. I just
it's
know it.
I don't think the issue is just like none of my friends IRL play it. It's just like that's kind of the end,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's just too difficult. But yeah. No, it's good. It's good. I might be I might actually be moving back relatively soon. Still got at least a week,
Mm.
and then the week after that is like finishing off. But yeah, towards like end of October, like maybe like in 2 weeks' time, it's like it's theoretically feasible that I might be like moving my office in two Fridays' time.
Exciting.
We're at that point now. I'm like, we're so close. We're
Mm-hmm.
so close. Feels so far, but we're so close. It's only 2 weeks. It's okay. We waited this long. It'll be all right. And then I'll have a lot more time again. It's going to be a lot easier. It's going to be a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I basically just like decamped entirely to my parents' house now, especially because my wife was away a bit as well. I was just like, right, we're just going to
Yeah.
move our whole life there for like 2 weeks. So that's it's kind of easier in some ways as well. Um, So it's getting better, but yeah, we're gonna have like fresh office for 1.0 Tarkov, and it's gonna be like, ooh, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna like pick some like soundproofing and that kind of thing. It's like kind of cool. It's like a good opportunity to rethink how things are. I'm like, the problem is I'm like so lazy with this stuff. It's like by the time I just like shovel my stuff in, and then I'm just like, yeah, that's fine. And I'm just so like, yeah, that's fine about it. That I'll just like never. I know that once it's in, I'm never going to change it ever again. It's just like that stuff is
Mm-hmm.
there forevermore, unless something breaks and I have to like haul the PC out and like fix it. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
inertia is so high in real life to try and do anything once everything's set up. It's just so crazy. So now it's like, okay, we really have to. I have to like really think about it. What do I actually want for the next like 5 years? Because it's probably not going to change at least until then. Um, what do you even want? And then it can be out of the box fort, which would be quite nice.
I see what you did there too. I think I didn't catch it. You said, yeah, and the inertia of life. I see what you did there. Brought it back to
Oh,
Tarkov.
yeah, I know. I said it, and I was just like, "Oh god, I didn't even mean to. I didn't even mean to. I didn't even know if you'd pick up on it."
All goes back to Tarkov.
Always, always, eventually. Yeah. So yeah, at the minute, yeah, I'm just kind of just chilling, just waiting for the next stuff for me.
Yeah.
That's really it. Hopefully, finishing off this build. It's honestly come at a good time, right? Like the slow season. I've been on and off busy and stuff, and like having to skip streams and things. So
Yeah.
couldn't have come at a better time. Actually, I've had terrible timing the past few years, and
Yeah.
this year, like it was like graced me with. Okay, we'll have like a slow season, just as like I'm like kind of busy and having to be a bit AWOL, and our schedule's a bit nuts. So that's good, and then hopefully we could just like buckle down from the end of October and just be like, yeah, here we go, prepare for 1.0. Let's do this. Then we'll be gaming.
Then we'll be gaming. Yeah, no,
We'll
I'm
be
excited.
gaming.
Excited for the future. And I'm even looking forward to getting your life back into a sensible manner.
Yeah, it has been not sensible
Yeah.
in the past, and it's got less sensible as time's gone. It's got like less and less sensible, and now it's just like gone completely crazy. Especially when my wife went away for a bit as well. That's just like,
Mhm.
oh, how's this like? It's like playing a video game, and it's just like we're on like level 10. It's like you're close to the end, but it's
Mm.
like the hardest it could possibly be. You're just like, I just need to finish, before I run out of health. It's, it's kind of how it feels. So yeah, it's close. It's close. But yeah, that's it really.
The final
That's it.
boss. The wife's gone.
I know. I know. You could make a video game about that, I'm sure.
Good
Just juggling
stuff.
plates.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, we'll conclude it there. As always, thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you all next week.
Catch you later.